Hello everyone, Frank Cates, Tasting Room Manager at Cinnabar Winery here today with our winemaker George Troquato. George, got a new release here, Cabernet Sauvignon from Paso Robles. George, after all the great success we've had with Syrah and a lot of the Rhone varietals down in Paso, how did you come across this Cabernet vineyard?
Well, you know, I like the west side of Paso. I think with its shaly soils, the elevation, the cooler climate, I think it's a great spot for Cabernet, and very reminiscent of our Alexander Valley Cab, supple tannins, really complex wine, smooth link on the finish. This wine also reminds me of that, and that's what I get from Paso on the west side. I think it's a great spot for growing Cabernet.
Fantastic. And the Stanger Vineyard itself, is that any...
Yeah, it's an amazing site, the Stanger Vineyard. It's 1,200 feet elevation, just calcareous soils. You just see these outcroppings of this shaly rock, this white rock. And what that lends itself to is really good drainage. So the roots of the vines go really deep. They're just picking up all kinds of minerality and nutrients very, very deep. Also, the vines stress a little bit, so the berries are very small, thick-skinned, and thin-skinned or thick-skinned berries translate into really deeply, richly flavored wines. So that's why that's why we went down to Paso.
Let's put our nose in this and see what we detect here.
Yeah, I just get this really deep black fruit. I get this cocoa. I get some nice brush, some nice minerals. It almost reminds me of being at the vineyard and looking around.
I'm getting all those dark berry fruits as you mentioned, but I'm also picking up a lot of that minerality right in the nose.
Yeah, it's just very complex. I find a lot of Paso Cabs can be a little bit on the simpler side, and that's what I love about the west side. I think with its cooler climate, you get a little longer hang time. The wines develop a little more complexity to them, and that's really what I'm getting in this wine.
Let's give it a taste.
Yeah, I think the wine, just supple tannins, long finish. Again, a repeat with some dark berry fruits, some nice sweet oak at the finish. The wine is just drinking really well right now.
It really just expands right there in the middle palate.
Yeah, real broad.
Whoa,
yeah,
intense flavors all at once. That's delicious.
We blended about 5% Malbec into this, and I think the Malbec also helps with that. It really sort of adds to the complexity and building on the mid-mouth of this wine.
Fantastic.
So let me tell you a little bit how we made this wine. It was aged for almost 34 months. And that's a little bit longer than normally we do on Cabernet. The reason we did that is I really wanted to allow sort of the full complexity of this wine to come through. The tannins really developed into a nice sort of supple mouthfeel. The aromas really sort of came up, and so I think that additional cellar time of about a year almost really added to the complexity of this wine.
Is that new French oak? Or?
Yeah, about 40% new French oak. So yeah, it's just, this wine I think is drinking great right now, but if you want to cellar for the 3 to 5 years, I think it would be perfect.
Fantastic. Well, another job well done, George, by you and your team.
Well, thank you, Frank. Cheers. Enjoy.
Thank you.